Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy On Demand, and welcome back to a project we're looking at today over in the Canton area. You know, it's so hard in this business. It really is to be a homeowner trying to find contractors to do some of this work because, you know, it's like the opinions are like belly buttons thing. Everybody's got one and they're almost as useful. And it's kind of the same thing with contractors, except that a lot of guys, even some of the well-meaning guys, they'll come in for a repair like this bay window right here. They really don't understand what's going on here. And they don't know how to make the repair, so they tell the customer, listen, you got to rip this whole window out of here and put a new one in, or it's going to cave in on your family and kill the kid. And that's literally what's happened with this homeowner. Is someone came out and told her she's got to spend $7 or $8 grand to replace this whole window when it can be repaired. It's not load bearing. It's not taking load on the house. So this homeowner was told that if she didn't fix it, that this upper floor you're looking at in the second story would cave into the first floor. Guys, that's just not going to happen. And maybe that person that told her that is super well-meaning, or maybe just needs to make a truck payment or whatever their deal. I don't know. I really don't. But the issues on this house were here when the house was built, and so you got to bear with me. I'm still getting used to this iPad thing that people want me to use now. I can't shrink it down as well, but when you look at the left side of this nose right here, see all that wrinkling? I can put my hand right through it. That left panel right there, the lower trim piece at the bottom. See, like this little piece right here? That's called a window mullion, and we routinely replace those. What most people can't do is this is rotted wood in here, so they'll typically they'll tell you got to buy all new windows, and that's what this lady was told. We can actually router this out and piece it in with new wood, back prime the repair, and seal it up. This is really because it hasn't been caulked and painted properly. What's happening with this mansard roof, and you'll see this on my videos all the time, this metal shroud up here is called a mansard roof. And there's a few things wrong with it. One, if you look at the bottom edge in that center, you see the gap? Again, if I drop this thing, I'm going to choke, but right in here, see that in the area under there? See that dark shadow towards the metal edge? That's an open joint, open seam underneath there, and every time it rains, about 2% of the water comes down that edge and gets wicked back up the metal until it gets inside this window chase, which it comes down here and it rolls around down here and it rots all of this, on top of the fact that this window was never caulked and painted properly. They bought this house recently, like a year or two ago. That nose, that outer piece that looks kind of white right there, someone didn't know how to do that, so it should have two pieces, a sill and then a nose on the outer edge, just like the nose on your face. What that idiot that did that repair right there did was take a 2x6, cut it down and slap it in there, and it's already started to rot, and it's only been in there a few years. When the homeowner bought the house, all these bushes were grown up and they held the water in here, but really water starts from above and comes down. So if you look at this mansard roof, where the edge abuts the brick, you see that brick detail that comes through there? Well, that should have been routed out or ground out so that that seam could sit flash against the brick. And we started looking at this stuff, it looks like common sense. This kind of a shroud or mansard roof is just glued with mastic to the face of that brick. So if they used a tar sealant, where that breaks, it leaks. So there's leaks all the way across the top of this thing. It's getting water from the edges, it's getting water down the sides, and so you got rot all over the place. So we'll actually come in here and repair all this stuff. This left trim piece at the very far edge of the window, we'll replace that all the way up. We'll replace on this front section, I'm gonna get rained on again. I've been attracting rain lately. The center window right here, these long 1x6s on either side of the window that go from top to bottom, in this area right here, we'll go ahead and repair that. This sash across, the window itself has dropped about 2 inches inside. So we'll actually prop it back up, slide it back into its frame, and we'll replace this bottom sash down here with wood. We'll replace this one-piece nonsense that someone put in here with a two-piece sill and a nose, and we'll make the repairs like this same thing. This nose right here is a one-piece. It should be sill plus nose. We'll repair all that. There's one, like a 2-inch by 1x2 that goes all the way up to the top here. We'll replace that piece as well. There's some rot in this upper panel right here. You'll see the wrinkling right above in here. So we'll replace this strip all the way across. We'll seal this thing up good as new. For a fraction of the cost of replacing it, which is idiocy. She probably has some framing work, and I can see why the guy scared her. When you get up in here and you'll see this stuff, look at this. So this has been behind. There's probably a little bit of rotted framing in here, and we'll repair that with pressure treated. This is just a finished piece to cap it off. It's a 1x8 that's been slid in here, and the problem with this, any of this wood, when builders build houses, for the most part, they're using the cheapest labor possible. Cheapest possible, right? So none of this wood is back primed. Every piece of trim piece that we put on your house is back primed and sealed all the way around. It won't rot again, or you call us. We use caulk that's $5-6 a tube versus the 99-cent stuff that painters use. This stuff was never caulked. You see the black lines in here? So this whole thing for years, every time it rained, water's going right here. When you see wrinkling like this on your house, you're gonna see it up close right here, watch. See me? Hear the crunch? I can put my whole hand through there. So this piece right here will be replaced all the way up. They just slapped some paint on it to hide it. This nose right here is a cut down 2x4 that someone slapped in here and nailed it in. It's idiocy, but this is what people do. So this trim piece right here will be replaced. Any framing under there will be redone all the way across the front. See how bad it is? But when you get up on this windowsill that someone came in and repaired with this nonsense, hey, you can see what they did here. Look at the gap. Where do you think the water's going? So now the weight of this window has crushed through this frame. You see how the sash is bent in? And it's hard to see it in the video. I'll try to catch it up here. But you'll see a slight gap up there. You know, this is nuts. So we'll actually replace this sash. We're the only company in Atlanta that will make a custom sash all the way across through here and repair it. Replace this. We'll repair the rotted mullion right here. The mullion's what holds the window in. This is rotted at the base down here. We'll repair the rotted frame on the left and the right side right here. You'll see right here I can put my finger, see it? I can put it right through right there. And here's the sash again. We are the only company in Atlanta that I know of that will repair a window sash like this. So you've got a choice. If I can repair this and make it good as new with my master carpenters and seal it all up and make it look good, and you want to, do that at a fraction of the cost, or if you want brand new, call somebody else and do brand new. I wouldn't replace this. If this were my own home, I would fix it like Handy Andy's suggesting you do. Do it right, and don't get taken in by some of the folks you see out there. And the funny thing of the story is, if you type in handyandyhome.com right now, it'll take you to Home Advisor. We're a #1 contractor for them. People fuss about the expense as contractors using that service. As a homeowner, it gives you kind of a screening tool. And I can tell you right now what I told this homeowner. Do not do business with a contractor who has not been in business for at least 5 years, has an office somewhere outside of the home, accepts credit cards, drives a labeled vehicle, wears decent shirts, something labeled, something that identifies that he's proud to be who he's saying he is, has a website and a decent business card. If you do all those things, you're still going to get bad contractors, but overall, people can't stay in business forever doing bad to people. They just can't. So if you go online and you find a company in your state or wherever you are, and they've got, at least 70%, 65% of the reviews are 4.0 or better, that's somebody you should get a bid from, along with those other caveats. For something like this, if you just want to paint a wall, or you want to change like a door knocker, or you want to put, one of those video cameras up on your house, even if you want to replace this piece of trim up here that we're going to do, that fascia board at the gutter is leaked and it's rotted, try them out on something small. That could be a guy that just started in business yesterday and he's been doing it for 3 years. Try him, you might like him. Something like this is a major project. And what a lot of guys in our market are doing is they'll come out here and sell this job, they'll factor their profit, and they'll go find somebody to come out here and do this. Our guys are doing this stuff. We're not farming this stuff off. We're not a marketing company. We do the work. Believe it or not, I show up on jobs and do work. I can't do it every day because I'm out selling jobs just like we are here. But this homeowner was utterly relieved to meet us and go through what we're saying here. And somebody else who bid this job, they've been in business for less than 3 years. They don't have a commercial location. They don't take credit cards. They show up in a fancier car than what you're driving, and it's brand new. It just raises your eyebrows. You just want to see it. This truck in this video over here, yeah, I've got nicer vehicles. My work truck, that's a 2001 with 200 and something, almost 300,000 miles on it. I just keep fixing it, just like the houses. So if you want somebody you can trust that'll do a good job, that makes sense, and you want to save some money, call us at Handy Andy On Demand. We've been doing it for 25 years in Atlanta, and we're not going anywhere. In fact, now we're growing. We've opened an office in Cartersville. We've got another group going into Gwinnett, the Stone Mountain kind of part of Gwinnett, I guess. So you'll see more from us. If we can help you, just be patient. I'm at 770-912-2829 is the office. You can catch me personally sometimes at 770-265-9017. We pretty much do everything in terms of home repair, so just please be patient. And if you can't wait on us, you're calling from another market, just check those things. Make sure the company's been in business at least 5 years. They take credit cards. They've got a decent truck. Heck, it may even have a magnet on it, or if it's wrapped like this one, I can't hide in this truck, and there's no bullet holes on it, at least not yet, So that's the deal. just be prudent out here. Do your research. Look for good companies that have good reviews. Home Advisor is a good place to at least start, but you have to do your own homework. They don't screen those guys. They just check to see that they don't have serious criminal charges, and if they get enough complaints, then they kick them off. But this is a typical project for us, and there's no way she needs to replace this. I'm Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.